Yes, Hema.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar on ideation, prototyping, projects, what next. In day one session, we are having the title Introduction to Research, how to read and write a research paper. So once again, welcome you all for this session. Now I invite Mr. M. Chandraman sir, Assistant Professor ECE, to deliver welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. I am grateful to welcome our principal, sir, Dr. P.S.S. Srinivasan, for this program. Welcome you, sir. And I extend my welcome to IEEE Student Branch Counselor and Professor Head, Dr. N. Sandhya Kumari, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am.
Happy in joining.
And welcome to all faculty members to this program. Welcome you all. And I welcome all my dear PG students and UG students to this program. Welcome you all for this program to grand success. Welcome you all. Over to Hema, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Hema, ma'am?
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma. You're audible. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your welcome address. Now I invite
Your voice gets broken, ma. Hema, your voice breaking.
Yes, ma'am. Now I invite our IEEE Student Branch Counselor, Dr. N. Sandhya Kumari, to give IEEE Student Branch Counselor address.
Thank you. Very good morning and warm welcome to all my dear students of KOT and friend circles of outside to and KOT, faculty members, postgraduate students, undergraduate students, and research scholars for this today webinar series from our IEEE Student Branch. You all, my dear IEEE student members, you all came to know, as our IEEE Student Branch is too active and compared to other professional societies at KOT, we will come under the umbrella of IEEE Madras section. It's at this juncture, I would like to congratulate all those IEEE student members of KOT voluntarily came forward, organized more than 80 activities in this academic year alone. It shows that the lockdown is never ever is going to stop our learning of our own students. Okay, I'll keep those things as in the mantra. Now it's a time for students to take their placement related activities, and they are in a position to concentrate on what to say in their final end semester examinations. Each and everyone are waiting for it. So it's the right time for, as a faculty and as a student branch counselor, is going to facilitating you all and guiding you all like these kind of webinars. Okay, every week you're going to have 2 to 3 different topic webinars, all sort of advanced emerging areas other than this area is concerned. Okay, and I would like to appreciate the student members, those who are already came forward and presented volunteerness and discuss and analysis about those Spectrum magazine. It's often frequent in the things. And those who are going to be a member of and seniors from the batches from third year to final year, from second year to third year, and first year to second year, don't ever never stop your organizing such a kind of activities. Okay, now we can put in hold for students activities, students organizing related activities from this June and up to the end of when semester examinations. Then automatically you can start and go ahead with that week. Okay, already it's naturally our IEEE student branch gets inaugurated. Okay, you yourself doing all sort of things. I would like appreciate you all. You never ever expect our faculty presence to organize all sort of activities under the umbrella of the IEEE student branch. This is about the branch activities. And coming towards our today's webinar, it is designed to present over to an undergraduate students of all final years and foreign postgraduate students, whether they are in the first year or second year, and for the scholars and foreign faculty members, those who are doing research or those who have an idea to go to and research. Okay, certain sort of what the tips and what the learnings which I have learned from my own research experience, I'm going to present to you all. Okay, this IEEE KOT student branch activity is going to be a continuing activity for the next 1 month by a faculty support. This I would like to inform this at this juncture. Thank you for that opportunity given to address about an IEEE student branch of KOT, and this year also which we bought that certificate of appreciation. Under all your support, every year our KOT received the certificate of appreciations and rewards from IEEE Madras sections for the consecutive 10 years. Very happy to share at this moment. That's why we no need to leave that activities which is going to be held in between end of May and the first week of July. It's our responsibility to guide the rest of the things in these kind of webinars, and we'll try to put enhancing your skills in multi-dimension. Thank you very much for that opportunity given. Thank you, one and all. Over to Hema for further process.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable speech on student branch of our KUOT. So now it's time for chief guest introduction. So I feel privileged to introduce today's resource person, Profile Dr. N. Sandhya Kumari, IEEE Student Branch Counselor, Professor and Head ECE, Knowledge Institute of Technology. She received her BE degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Madras University, Chennai, in Government College of Engineering, Salem, in the year 1997. And she has received MTech degree in Advanced Communication System from Sastra University, Tanjavur, 2002. She has been awarded with PhD degree for her work in the biomedical image processing area by Anna University, Chennai, in 2008. She started her career as lecturer in Department of ECE in KSR CT Trichangot in 1997. Presently, she is working as professor and head in the Department of ECE, Knowledge Institute of Technology. She has 23.5 years of teaching experience, also 16.5 years of research experience. She has been awarded as the top 2% student award in Sastra University in the year 2001. Her areas of interest include biomedical, image processing, and applications of soft computing techniques in image analysis. She has received sponsors from various funding agencies to conduct programs and also coordinated AICTE sponsored FTP, STTP, organized by department, and IEEE MAS sponsored symposium, workshops, and seminars. She has published and presented 141 papers in the international, also national level conferences and international journals. She has guided 4 PhD scholars and now guiding 4 PhD research scholars under Anna University of Technology in the field of biomedical image processing, networking, communication, and VLSI. She is an active reviewer for the peer-reviewed international journals like IEEE Journal of Biomedical and Health Information, Journal of Experiment and Theoretical Artificial Intelligence, Computer Methods in Biomechanics and Biomedical Engineering, Imaging and Visualization, Signal, Image and Video Processing, IET Journal of Computer Vision, Journal of Medical Systems, Journal of Electronics Letters, and Journal of Neuroradiology, Springer Journal, and finally iManager, Journal of Electronics Engineers. She has given invited guest lectures in various institutions and also shared these sessions in international and national level conferences and symposiums. So this is award corners of ma'am. She has received ISTE Perrier Best Teacher Award for the year 2020 for her prominent effort towards engineering from ISTE in the month of March 2021. She received Certificate of Appreciation for the tremendous effort and contribution as the session chair of track Biomedical Engineering and Bioinformatics at the full virtual conference, that is IEEE Region 10 Symposium, 10SIM 2020. She also received Certificate of Appreciation for outstanding contribution, coordination, and participation during the Global Students Solar Ambassador Workshop, so it will be held in our institution in the year of 2019. So she received Best IEEE Student Branch Counselor Award for the year 2016 and 2017 from IEEE Madras section. She also received Best Women Engineer Award for the year 2016 from IEI Salem chapter. She has received Maharashtra State National Award for the best research work done by teachers of engineering colleges in the year of 2015 in recognition of outstanding work done in the area of biomedical image processing organized by ISTE in the year 2016. She also received Certificate of Appreciation from Texas Instrument for the contribution towards TI Design Contest in 2015. She won Outstanding Faculty Award by Venus International Faculty Award organized by Venus International for the academic excellence in 2015. She also recognized as an Anna University Research Center for the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at KIOT. She also received Certificate of Appreciation from IEEE MAS for conducting many activities for the consecutive 9 years. And she received Certificate of Recognition from Neuroradiology Journal as an expert peer reviewer in the year of 2012. And she is a life member in ISTE, senior member in IEEE, and member in the IET, that is Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, and also member in the Institution of Engineers, IEI. So with this introduction, once again, I welcome you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to ma'am.
Thank you, Tayan. Thank you very much for introducing me, Hema. Okay, now I'm going to start my own session. My dear students and faculty members and friends from outside, okay, it's a free kind of platform which I plan to give to you all. Okay, so my humble request is to be in line with the things. Okay, I have planned the session as an 14 minutes for one part of it and rest of the 40 minutes for other part of it. Okay, we'll try to complete as much you want the benefits which you're going to benefit out of it. Praveen, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you all might have seen my screen. Is my dears, you all came to know about the things. Now the participants, those who are virtually connected today, is from undergraduate, postgraduate, and people are pursuing PhD joined in that matter. Okay. So you all came to know the things during the undergraduate program. If you have some idea you start to exhibit it and experiment it at the facilities which is available in an open source and in a laboratory. Okay, there you might have come across that ideation stage. Okay, you have around some n number of ideas in your mind. Okay, but it is not that much possible for each and everyone to make all those ideations into one prototyping. Which means what that idea it is it's ready to suitable for the concerned concept applications of it, then you're going to start to frame certain prototyping for it. Okay. Once after prototyping, you start to execute it, implement with that. It might be of an either mini projects or minor kind of projects or up to your undergraduate project level. Okay. You all have put in your mind, is there your ideation and initiation gets over within this project? What's the benefit of those projects? What next to that project? Okay, is there any possibility of extending that ideation into a prototyping and then to a project? Okay, what next? The next is a very interesting thing which I have learned and learned from my experience as an undergraduate student, as a postgraduate student, and as a faculty, and along with that pursuing PhD and okay. So these are the things you are all going to benefit out of it. Even I have kept myself as an example for today's webinar. Okay, I have certain sort of ideation in my undergraduate program. I have published and presented some sort of articles in symposium level itself. Okay, then we will start to present our opportunity to exhibit our idea in our final year projects. Okay, what are that? It doesn't mean that when facilities are not available on the day. What are that availability of ideas and forums is not that much known by us when I was 24 years before I'm talking. Okay, so even after completion of my undergraduate and postgraduate, I will start to continue the same project. I have extended towards that postgraduate project. Okay, then I have started register for PhD and pursuing those things. Along with the things, I have an opportunity to take some sort of mini projects and major projects and guiding the students in undergraduate and postgraduate level and PhD levels. Okay. Once after which I have received my degree, I'm happy to share that when I have joined out at KOT, I have received a research promotion scheme fund for my own thesis of around some 12 lakhs fund of things. Okay. While doing and research itself, I have started review the papers which comes under small sort of conferences which was conducted locally and nationally, which was conducted by renowned institutions like NITs, IITs, and IIScs. Okay, there I have gathered my experience as a reviewer. And that's what as Hema has introduced me. During that time, she has introduced me as an I'm a reviewer of all those referred journals. Proud to say that then reviver of such a journals. Still, I'm struggling to show my ID in the top renowned publications of those IEEE and ECM journals. Okay, it's a continuous learning and self-learning for me. Surely I will be going to achieve those things in future days to come. Okay, once after I'm reviewing, I'm applied for those mini project and major projects. Okay, I have received awards and recognitions. So it's kindle your mind. Once after the project, you know, stop your innovations and creations of your ideations and generations of your ideations in the field. Okay. Hard work will never fail. Okay. Automatically, award and recognition for each and every sort of work will be recognized by in the public. Okay, so naturally you're also going to benefit out of the things. Okay, once after that reviewing those things and recognized by renowned companies and organizing journals, I have started published those things in referred journals and referred conferences too. Okay, I never say that you are all publish some things in a conferences which was organized at a local, national, and international level. The way who is going to host the things, okay, whether it comes under that banner of IEEE Explorer, ASEAN journals, or conferences which are conducted under ASEAN or under that Springer kind of the things, Elsevier kind of things. Okay. So that is a possibility of you also can publish those things. Okay. Once after which we have received a fund for the research promotion scheme under my project, that is research title, thesis title is Implementation of Medical Decision Making System for Cardiovascular and Cerebrovascular Diseases. Once after these publications, I have gained some sort of knowledge in the things. And then we were received a consultancy work from a renowned company named LG Industries at Coimbatore. Okay. These consultancies which I have received is whatever the knowledge which I have gained, I never ever keep within my own mind itself. I have started disseminated when I was doing my undergraduate program itself, slowly for all sort of graduation process. One such a thing is this active noise cancellation for mixer noises is given to our KOT ECE for our faculty Saravanan for his work. I am supervisor for him. That's it. Okay. Only because of this active participations and doing his initiations in that noise cancellation related work for domestic applications. This company named the LG Industries at Coimbatore came forward and given this active noise cancellation for mixer noises. Okay, at the same time they were given, as I was published all sort of image processing related things. They were given this consultancy work, maybe 3-dimensional imaging for core wheel alignment. All sort of facilities are nowadays available at the company named Siemens and other things. Still, that LG company wants to make as much accurate and precision for such imaging related core wheel alignment. Okay, we were initially taken this process and successfully Saravanan has suppressed the noise of around more than 70 decibels from the noise which was raised from the mixer noises. Okay, then they came forward to provide to reduce the chimney kind of noises that consultancy is keep going on that way. It is a never-ending process. And we already kept on hold for these, we ourselves as KOT incidents, we kept hold for this consultancy work because we need to, if we want to perform these kind of activities, we need to spend as much maximum amount of time other than our normal academic work, NAC work, NB work and everything. Okay. That's what which are promised them to take the things and which they were already given for the things. They are yet to start. Okay. So today's program is mainly arranged for you all to take this 3-dimensional imaging for core wheel alignment to the next step. Okay. That's what this forum, today's webinar has been arranged to you all, my dears. So based upon this RPS and consultancy work, okay, as students proud to say that 2016 batches, they were submitted their idea as named hearing aid through teeth nose from that small sort of national level ISE project contest. Then such an idea, their idea was selected as the prize and reward contribution level. Then these project idea concept have been recognized by an IRC Bangalore MSME Center of Excellence for these kind of incubation related things. Okay, these idea also taken up to their presentations and final funding and everything. The matter began this incubation and everything is once our students they will started have that idea started to implement and publishing and everything and presenting everything when they are reaching at an 8th semester of the things, all were got jobs at and renowned organizations that is MNCs like TechM and other kind of organizations. That project is held at that point because they are not in a position to continue while working at an, in those companies and balancing these once after completion of their undergraduation program. Okay. So that it is still possibility for you all, my dears, my own undergraduate and postgraduate students of KOT, you can take and move these kind of projects to the next step to give much more funding in future years to come. Okay. So once after I have reviewing, I have received an awards from ISE and IEEE, IEI for that, these kind of works in that way. Okay. Then once after which we are, our own idea and project has been selected at the front, it gives an input to us. Okay. Being an academician as it's chance for me and chance for our own team can guide all students of KOT to make those ideas into an entrepreneurial related things. Okay, there is a possibility of it. Okay, so all can go to be an startuppreneur once if you are strong enough with these academic kind of activities in that way. Okay, then naturally all sort of funding agencies are available. Okay, that we can. You are all eligible enough to apply for it and you can gain much more in this way. Okay. So I have shared about the things in what way as my travel has been started from undergraduate to until now and it's how it's going to continue in that way. Okay. Here again, the ideation is from prototyping and project that starts from this MTech ME. The next is our research. Okay. During your undergraduate program and postgraduate program, you've been able to give an opportunity to run mini projects, major projects. There you are going to do and start an initiation and applying for all sort of research promotion schemes. Okay. And once after this, you will become an product maker as an individual member. And soon you become an entrepreneur. Okay, you can earn and own your own things. It's possible. Okay, while keeping these things, so at the end of that second day of my own session, you all can gain. Okay, you all can feel the key takeaways from that. How you're going to make a product. How you're going to be a good researcher. And what an initiation are being taken over here to be an entrepreneur. And the final day of the second day, and I am going to deliver you all about what are the funding agencies are available to apply your ideas, and your ideas is going to be more to one prototype, to one product, and to one final commercial product in the. Okay, with this sort of small sort of key points, what I want going to discuss to you all for the throughout today's journey. Okay. So, my dears, I thought you are all able to follow what I have delivered for the past 15 minutes about the things. If somebody else reply for it, then it's easy for me to move on to an next slide. Yes, my dears.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Hema. Okay, now the time is 10:20 and surely stop at 11:30 by means of presenting two different ideas in that way. Okay, humble request to keep line in that way, which means keep your mentally open to accept and receive all those of the things what I'm going to deliver for that next 1 hour 15 minutes is going to make some new changes in your ideation, creation, prototyping, product, and research related things. Okay. Okay, you all, my dear, came to know the things. Actually, this is the status of research in India. Our vision of India is when the researchers available in India is going to excel in their research. Okay, it's a vision. But what's the ground reality here is Availability of an Indians that scientific manpower is much low in that way. Still, there is an average enough to drag down or drive it away is that's a reality is there. Okay. So it's our responsibility of all Indian citizens to make our vision of an India to excel in their research, to bridge these gaps as much as possibility by each and every Indian citizens. It's possible, okay, as we are going to reach out the vision of our nation is excel in the research. Okay, how you are going to do that research? What are the models and the things which are available? If you want to do an PhD education, you will need of basically that undergraduate program, postgraduate program. You must have such a degree to do things. As we are all over assembled over here is engineering graduates. That's what which I have mentioned here as BTech, MTech student, or BE, ME, or MS students either. A basic initial degree qualification is to be a PhD. Okay. And where those PhD members, those who want to do and research, where we are going to find out that resources for such an PhD. Okay, they can get those resources either by a human supervisors like us or from that run out and referred materials which are available globally. Okay. And how is a human, as I have already stated, our own teachers, your own teachers is going to guide you all, to support you all, and you can take those things as an resources for these PhD educations. Not only your own teachers or your own professors, the supervisors or mentors, you also get your own. Yes, yes, my dears, some noise disturbances are here.
Ma'am, I have muted now.
Okay. So, you also all can get your ideas from your own peers. It actually gives much more intuition for us to move forward. Okay. As if you consider SRKOD, the very good platform which you are all provided to you all maybe make a product. There you are all have gathered and grouped together as a team. Okay. So within a team, you can take as much wonders as possible. So these are the possibilities of resources which you're going to get for this PhD education. Okay, what's the purpose of a teacher's role over here? Teachers, your supervisors, your project coordinators, and those your team assisting faculty is going to provide suitable planning mechanism to execute your work, and those fellows are real motivating factor for you all to go next step ahead, and those faculty is going to guide you, and those are really going to make your process as in a controlled way. Okay, optimal decision you're going to take only with those helpers of your supervisor alone. Okay, this what about the resources about PhD education. Okay, next, once you have registered the things, then you become an PhD scholar. Okay, who is a scholar? The scholar, one who's having these kind of skills. Okay, you yourself put a question in your mind. You yourself make this as in your mind. Attitude, skills, and knowledge. As A for attitude, S for skills, K for knowledge. You are going to put in your mind these things, and everything is possible. Yes, and it's very clear that things are degrees, bachelors, it's already providing you, it's going to provide those who are in that second years and other students have joined it, it's going to provide a general education for your PhD. Okay. Then for your masters, it's going to persist. Some yes. Yes, Praveen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, by any disturbances?
No, ma'am. No disturbances, ma'am.
No, ma'am, you can continue, ma'am.
Continue, ma'am.
Okay. Next, coming towards what may be the knowledges which are gained at the undergraduate program is just as a broader ways in general thing. Once if you are doing certain courses at a postgraduate level visa, it's going to give an advanced knowledge about the concerned course. Okay. Then what is the doctors or at last, yeah, masters by degree research is also possible. You can do research either by means of PhD or by means of masters by research program is there. So once after your doctorate, you are eligible enough, you are given an proper license to teach and guide you people in research related activities. Okay, that's about a PhD degree. So what actually the things, what doctorates or those who are doing the masters by research is going to provide license to teach and guide others. Okay. What are the qualities these people might have? That's very, very important. One can teach and guide others when one has the knowledge of what is being discovered, argued about, and published in a subject all over the world. Okay. So, if your supervisor must possess the knowledge to guide you all, okay, to discuss with you all about that articles or an ideas which was already discovered by some other members across world, and you can start to discuss about, argue about, the person must have possessed such a knowledge, okay, in those articles which was already published in the concerned area or an idea where you want to start to work. Okay, this is an first and foremost knowledge must the supervisor have to have in their mind. Okay, that's what the program is. It doesn't mean that when the supervisors won't have a knowledge in that or not. These are the things basically expected from those teachers and those supervisors. Then only you can earn this degree, namely doctorate. Okay, and they must have possess a knowledge to disseminate the same, and they have an ability to evaluate worthiness of what others do in the and at the same time, those persons have an ability to identify that areas where there is a possible for one can contribute for that. Okay. At your undergraduate level, you have taken some projects which was already published, and you can start to imitate the things and work such a things with the help of that already existed idea, or you can imitate the same thing by modifying certain things that you can publish. That's just is your own project level. Okay. And it has to be taken to the next level. Okay. As a student of you and your supervisor, how to identify that area where there is an actual chance for us to proceed further. Okay. So this ability how to be. And it's very important thing is what may be the ideas which you have in your mind, you were completed some innovative works and everything, the way which you are going to communicate to an public, it has to be published. Okay, then only you are eligible enough, which is going to be provided license by a renowned organizations. Once those your ideas are being communicated to an international conferences, international journals like and refer namely IEEE, IEIS, US Pictura, other sort of journals in that way. Okay, so this is way. So once you are going to be reach over to a doctorate, the license will be provided, and those who are supervising the projects to our own students, you must at both sides have to check whether we have unsuitable knowledge enough to discover something or argue something with our own students. You have an ability to evaluate the worthiness of the things, and we have to kindle our mind. Okay, as raising or identifying that areas where there is a possible contribution to do further, and communicating one's ideas to when publishing the things at a renown. So these four basic normal skills which are needed both for a teacher and to a student to do the things. Okay, the first thing is knowledge enough about it, where there is a possibility to evaluate something, both. What may be the time which you are going to spend for the things, either an undergraduate project or postgraduate project or an PhD. The worthiness of the time spent has to be recognized. Okay, so you are in a position to evaluate how much worthy the worthiness of your things which you are doing the things. Okay, and how to identify the exact focus at a concerned point where there is a possibility for us to contribute much more. This is much more important communication. So knowledge, evaluation, identification, and communication is needed for a student to go and make your ideation to when prototyping. Okay, now which you are move on to that ideation to prototyping alone now. So to get that license to teach and guide others, one should be a manager of one's own learning. And those person must be of an independent thinker, which means a faculty like us, those who are completed doctorate is eligible enough and manager of our own learning mechanism. Okay, so in bachelor's and master's education, student learning is managed by our own teachers. Okay, now here those who are joined to today's session, both the undergraduate and postgraduate students, which are here to manage you all. Okay, once if you are in doctorates, then we are able to manage our own. That is, you are able to manage your own learning. Then you are given a license as an independent thinker across the things. Okay. So managers of one's learning means what? We ourselves take an initiative in choosing the research area, and you can start to do and undergo projects in the field. And this type is much helpful for our postgraduate students and for our faculties, those who are yet to register for a PhD. So if you want to be a manager of one's own learning, okay, you need to take an initiative in choosing the concern of your own research area, and you are supposed to do the coursework which are related for the research area. This is about first thing. And those who are pursuing PhD and you are soon going to be a doctorate like us, then you become an independent thinker. Or an independent thinker, what's the initiations or ability which is need to have is you not only solve a problem, but also there are those fellows, independent thinker like us is able to define the problem, okay, by involves asking as much questions as possible in the time. Those independent thinker not only generate data, okay, generating of data from your undergraduate projects and postgraduate projects, making something new is possible, but interpreting that content, why the data, how such data, and where we are going to make it so good in a suitable way is much important for it. Okay, so don't thought whether you are an undergraduate program student or postgraduate program student or as a faculty. Okay, each and everyone have to think in that way. Then naturally your ideation become prototyping become project, and then your project outcomes becomes make you to an independent thinker in that world. So what else that research is? Research education, it just as blurs the distinction between a student and a mentor. That's it about in research, nothing new in that research. Okay. Why people are usually stated that research. You are going to split the word research as we and search, which means you go back and search until we find what we need out of it. Okay, that is a research. Okay, so research means you are searching again until you are going to find that outcome is feasible for you, tasted for you. Okay, that itself is a research. You can go back and search until we find it, which means we have to keep exploring the things again and again. Okay, that itself is a research. Okay, so don't follow where the path may lead. Okay, if there is a road, if there is a signboard is there, it really tells us if you are making use of the path, if you are lead the path, we can achieve what we want the things. Okay. But what do you mean research here? You no need to follow that. Is don't follow those paths which may lead. Go instead where there is no path is there. Then you start to dig out, provide a solution to identify the path for your own work. Okay, it was a wonderful quote which was given by Ralph Emerson. Okay, so the research is an objective and systematic effort to gain some new knowledge. Okay, it's very important. You might have a enormous aim in your mind, but as such, your systematic effort, you need to put to gain something new out of it. That is your research. Okay. You all can put in your mind what are the criteria which are needed for a research. Some newness in your ideas, some new creativity in that one. What may be that newness, the results, the outcomes which are going to yield out of that idea must be an accurate one. Okay. And what may be the concepts? It must tell to the public about true good technique, not copying somebody else's technique and presenting and gaining the things as a somewhat new technique which you have created. Okay. And other criteria, key analysis still each and everyone have to have. So this is the next criteria. Sound reasoning. You are sound enough in concern the technical domain or the areas which you want to consider and that way. So these are the criteria which are needed for anyone can do a research. Some newness in their idea, some outcomes which you want to give and present to that world must be of an accurate one. Okay, whatever be the technique which you are going to present, it must speak the truth. Okay, it don't be of an fake. Okay, and keen analysis about that idea and its outcome as always needed. Okay, and have to be sound enough in that concern area where you want to pursue that idea to a prototype to a project to a research. Okay, and this is possible with you all, my dear PhD students and faculty members and others. Okay, the thing is, our initiation is much more valuable here. So what actually that accuracy at a research point is, some sort of minimum measurements have to be taken to know that accuracy in the work. Okay, it might be of your what to say, it's an experimental set of outcomes or an theoretical assuming reference, okay, whatever be the things, some sort of execution of your results, survey or other things are needed to know about the accuracy in that way. Okay, this is about a criteria which are needed for a research. Okay. So what actually the research is, it involves keep questioning ourselves, question others, doubting those concerned topic, keep on verifying, keep shifting the things, keep testing the things, and it providing the things, and we need to prove the things, okay, where it is going to be hand down or up, okay, observing something, the things, and measuring the phenomenon of nature. Okay, these kind of involvements are needed for a researcher. Okay, what involvement is needed? We need to question ourselves. Okay, this is a way. Okay, whether we need to go further or not. We have to, doubting in the sense, it doesn't mean that doubting about the ideas of somebody else. Doubting in the things, we have to put the question there. Okay, whether those already used technique or that algorithm or steps is sufficient enough to go or not, that doubting. Okay, and keep verify with your peers and your supervisors and fellow friends and others, those who are known with the things. Okay, and you can keep shift with that already existed and the current one, and you can test, and you have to prove, okay, that which has been already done by something somebody else in the room. How to keep observe and measuring everything. That involves things. Research involves. Once if you start register research, naturally it's indirectly falls in our mind. Okay. Then why research? Okay, we need to serve. That is service to a society. As an Indian citizen, it's our responsibility to serve to our society, at least to some 0.05% to one research in that field. Okay. So for to provide such an valuable service to our society, we need to go for a research. Okay. Then why research is that the possibility for intellectual satisfaction of doing creative work still we are at that age which you keep searching for such satisfactions in that age. Okay. And then why research you can feel that the challenges of facing unsolved problems, it's much important. Okay, so it's a chance for you to enhance your career opportunities. Once doctorate, you can earn knowledge like anything and earn some rewards like anything. Okay, so not having any real aims and not knowing to what to do about why research. Okay, today's session has been arranged. Okay. So why research how to go, that what next to your idea, prototyping and project is. Our purpose is to serve for our society. Whatever the works which you are doing, have to have some satisfactions of some newness in that way, in our own creative work. As a student, as a faculty, we need to face the challenges of those unsolved problems which are available in and around us. Okay. Naturally, it's provided career opportunities for you all to earn a knowledge and earn a reward from the publics. Okay, you might have got a question. I won't have any aim. What the purpose of madam doing research and all? What to do the things? Okay, so our aims, what that purpose is, are interested in very much while registering the research, and some of the participants, those who are pursuing PhD, were interested in doing PhD, have these thought of questions in their mind. This is for a faculty point of view. I am putting these things, not having any real aims in that one, not knowing what to do next in that way. Okay. So what happens at the time is the aims don't remain the same throughout our PhD duration. Okay. So we have to keep motivate our point in that. Okay. This is about why research. So what actually the research? It actually promotes the habits of our logical thinking and organization. Okay. So only by research you're able to get that better logical thinking ability. You're going to be an independent thinker in future once after doctorate. That's very important. Okay. Then who is a scholar? You all came to know the greedy person can be owned over by money, a proud person by cowering before him, a fool by agreeing with him. But a scholar can only be owned by speaking the truth. My dear students and faculty members, it's much important. A scholar is one who owned by speaking the truth. That what to say, the opportunity for a few students from undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD. You're all scholar. Okay, what may be the things? These are the works have been done, which we are aim to proceed further. This is where the problem. This is where we couldn't solve those things. Likewise, the real truthness have to be come from their minds, from each and every one of it. That's the things a scholar can only be owned by speaking the truth. Okay. And what are the skills which are necessary for any research? Okay, the major skill is thinking skills, problem finding skills, technical communication, experimental skill, and interpersonal skills. These are the 5 skills which are needed for any person, those who want to do research. What do you mean by thinking? So knowing something in a deeper way, you are in a position to comprehend that. And the thinking is a skill which is need to provide a solutions for a problems. Okay. And you are in a position to think in a critical way, that is critical thoughts and everything, and creative thinkings. Okay. So thinking is knowing, comprehending, to be of problem solving, and it to be of a critical and creative way. So these are the necessary thinking skills which are needed. The technical communication, whatever the things, knowledge which you are gained from this, you're thinking, okay, you have to communicate to when the public either means oral presentations during your project reviews or in conferences, presentations, okay, and written experience like submitting that review reports to your project supervisors and your project report and returning those things to when local level for local reviewers, state level, national level, then to an international level. Once if you are communicating those oral and written in a better way, then it's naturally make your paper to be published in a renowned, and there is a possibility for you all to be on a patenting way also. Okay. So you must possess the problem finding skill. Okay, the problem solving is there, unless otherwise which you won't have the things. This is a problem where you want to put your innovation, something new out of it. Okay, that problem finding skills which you need to possess if you want to do when research. Okay, which means searching the details from your literature survey. Okay, this is about problem finding skills. Then experimenting or modeling. Okay, for certain sort of research works, you will need of experimental setup to execute your ideas, and by means of different sort of testing process, experimental outcomes, you can yield your outcomes. Okay. People like us doing all sort of things as in simulation kind of things, you must have a skill about modeling those simulation sort of things and creating algorithm sort of things in that way. So these are that fourth skill. And the final skill is each and every person possesses an interpersonal skill. It's like the normal, as a human, we need to possess these two skills for our normal surviving of a life without any sort of variations in the things. Okay, for research also these two major skills which are wanted. Okay, time and stress management is much needed. So these are the 5 different skills which are needed for anyone which you want to do a research. Okay. And what are the habits which you are have to have doing your research? What are maybe the things which comes in your mind, which you are preparing something, which you are reading something in the, you have to start keeping that documentation purpose. Okay, it's much wanted habit. Document it even if you are kind enough to find some single line in today's scenario to go ahead or further sort of things in that way. To take such a kind of documentations immediately, we have some note keeping habit in that way. Really speaking, my dear participants, those who are joined today in this virtual connect, only note keeping helps me to complete my research within 3 years, and it only gives me to give a confidence to publish everything in a referred journal. Really, I'm proud to say the things, whatever be the things which I was published in my, you can search in the Google Scholar, published in that related to my research work, these such a things was published in the renowned. Only this documentation helps me to do such a sort of things in that way. That reading habit is naturally how to have that one. Participating in all sort of technical meets, whether the technical meet within and small peer groups from within 5 members or 10 members or more than 20 members, or as a forum, very big forum like 1,000 audience or mass conference, national and international conference. These are the habits each and every engineering student have to possess. Okay, then only we can learn much more out of the things. So actually, this is for particularly faculty. I'm going to present to this line that there is no proper procedure or technical skill which is relevant for a thesis which you want to exercise for your first time. You should have been practiced on a non-exercise also, okay, which is therefore to be a less stressful and element to a great learning. Okay, those who have been doing research, those who want to start to register foreign research. Okay, These two statements is much, much important. If you have 10 hours for chopping a tree, spend 5 hours for sharpening that axe. Okay, could you all able to understand? You all have an idea in your mind, and depends upon your own family situations. You want to register a PhD in the forthcoming SEM or afterwards, or if there is a time for it to concern. Okay, what may be the things, whether you are ready for it or not. Okay, whether you might have in your mind whether you're able to balance such a stress or not. That and all is secondary. Okay, what may be the task which you want to do a research. Okay, you need to sharpen it, which means what? If you want to chop a tree, it needs for 10 amounts for an cutter. Okay, the cutter have to spend minimum 5 hours. Okay, to sharpen those axe to cut the tree as per his expectation, which means 50% of our hours are needed to spend. Okay, before which you are going to start something new in your research. Okay, that's very, very important. Okay. So, my dears, just a review of a glimpse about so far what which you are discussed for it. So, as of now, I have discussed with you all about what the status of our research in India, what actually the PhD model, what are the things which are needed for it, and what are the degrees and what its value within the degrees. And once after that, PhD doctorate degree holders, what that knowledge which they have, what the they things in their mind before they're going to teach and guide others is knowledge and ability to evaluate, ability to identify, ability to communicate in that way. And this doctorate is going to provide an independent thinker license for every individual. And who is a doctor and what's their purpose and what's the benefit behind the things. Okay, then I just give about that why that word research and what's it into what effort which we need to put in what field. Okay, and what are the criteria which are needed for in research. In what way that research involves us. This is involvement in that research. Why research? Okay. Then what are the habits which are needed for research? Who is called as a scholar? Okay. And then what are the basic skills which are necessary for research which you are going to do that way? And what are all the habits which are needed for you all to go for research? Okay. And this is the thing. It's always needed for if you want to do any kind of work, but for research, the first and foremost thing is each and everyone have a patience to take something new out of it. Okay, surely it's possible, all my dear faculty colleagues, so student members, those who are joined today, it's possible. Okay, tell your trueness, it's possible, 100% it's possible. Next, now it's a time for you all to make you people to understand about doing research. Okay, it's very, very important doing research. Okay. So if you want to do a research, these are the steps in the research process. That is, first we need to identify the research problem broadly, particularly in certain area of an interest. Okay, what's that area of an interest in that way? Once if you identify the research problem, then the next step is you have to do some background coursework to acquire the breadth knowledge about that concerned area of an interest. And you need to keep review the basic concepts and theories for it. Okay. Then you have to make a comprehensive review of those relevant literature. The first thing is identification of a problem. Okay. The second thing is your literature survey. That's what I have given a much more briefer way for your understanding purpose. You need to know about somewhat breadth knowledge about what those already research person has discussed in concern to your particular area of interest. And what are the basic concepts and theories which are needed for your concerned area? You need to review it. Then you have to comprehensive of such a things and that. This is a second step. Identification of a research problem is a first step, and literature survey is a second step. Next, you need to define the research problem of the thesis. How you're going to make the things. Okay, which means the title of a thesis which you're going to be defined in so and so an area. What's your aim in that year? Concerned project work. That is concerned research work. You can formulate a hypothesis wherever there is appropriations. Then you have to plan the mode of execution. Okay, it could be of an experimental or a theoretical one or an both. Okay. Then, as I have already discussed, that technical meetings is a necessary habits for any person. So you start to deliver some seminar talk about your identified research problem, your literature survey you did, and defined your exactness of your problem and your area, and what are that hypothesis which you formulate in that one, and what's your plan, okay, about to do your research. You need to start to deliver a seminar talk. So this is the research process, that is 6 steps, okay. And you might have put a question, some sort of research is a theoretical one, some sort of research is an experimental sort of things, okay. If it is a theoretical, what are the steps which you need to follow? If it is an experimental related, what are the steps which you need to follow? Let's see what I'm going to present in the next slide. So the research that is for a theoretical work, you can model the situation, you can set up the governed equations with the constraints.
Excuse
This is the next
ma'am.
is my
So,
years.
ma'am, this is Hemalata, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, that word only displaying, ma'am. You need to display that PPT, ma'am.
Still not PPT varalaya.
Yes, ma'am.
Inna ma'am. 50 minutes பேசிட்டு இப்பயா முன்னையா?
Ma'am, now, ma'am.
இல்ல, up to where you were seeing that PPT? எந்த பாயிண்ட்ல இப்ப PPT தெரியுதா இல்லையா? எப்போ வரைக்கும் PPT தெரிஞ்சது?
Word தாங்க மேம் தெரியுது.
புரியலமா, வேர்ட்னா என்ன சொல்ற? அந்த வேர்ட் டாக்குமெண்ட் தான் தெரியுதா?
அந்த வேர்ட் டாக்குமெண்ட் தான் மேம் டிஸ்ப்ளேல இருக்கு மேம்.
கடவுளே, 15 minutes ரிமைண்ட் பண்ண மாட்டீங்களா? That's what I insist you all. Sorry. One second. ஸ்டேட்மெண்டோட நான் பிரசன்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். என்னப்பா இப்படி பண்ணிட்டீங்களே 15 minutes, what do people are doing? Excuse me. Okay. So it shows that then other than now it is viewed all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
PPT
yes,
please.
ma'am.
இப்ப இவ்ளோ பேர் இருந்தீங்க, இவ்ளோ நேரமா நான் பேசின 15 minutes அது தெரியலன்னு சொல்லணும் இல்லையா? I keep remembering you all are requested to inline with that. Okay, again I am going to start the things. So far which I have discussed about that introduction to my research. Okay, I'm very sorry, my dear guys. You were all wasted 40 minutes. Okay, I'm blindly talking with, it seems. Okay, nothing wrong in it. I'll go ahead and present everything. Okay. So this is what I have discussed with you all. Status of research in India. Okay. Our vision of an India is excel in research. Okay. But ground reality is, as our gap is much more in between our large scientific manpower and low average drags between the peak down or dry weeks away, which means ground reality is in India that there is not that much large scientific manpower is here. Okay, the impactness is much more lesser. So humble request to you all is even we all an Indian citizen, it's our responsibility to make our nation to excel in this research. Okay. And this is an PhD education. Okay, for to do an PhD education, students must have to be, that is, the scholar must have to completed a degree of an BTech, MTech or MS or MS, that is Masters in your thesis also can do PhD education. You can get resources by means of two different ways. One is by means of human, either by means of your supervisors or peer communities which you have with you all in that way. The other sources or materials which you are going to gain from their literature survey, from that referred articles and referred journals in that way. Okay, so you can get in guidelines from your teachers or in supervisors, and you can plan, organize, motivate, and you can control optimally like those things. That is, which means your supervisor, your teacher is going to give a plan for you all. They are making you to organize how you're going to make your PhD educations in that way. They are on at that one maximum motivator for you people to do that next thing. Okay, those are the persons or going to make you to take an proper and perfect decisions in your concerned thesis works. Okay, my dear team members, at least now the screen is viewed to all, and you all able to follow the things.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now we are able to listen.
Yes. As I have already mentioned to you all, KOT has given your a wonderful platform for you all to do all sort of things like exhibit your innovation creations in a platform, maybe make a product concept. Okay, there also you can get an ideas and sharings from your own peer teams. Okay, and so with those help, you can start to register for an PhD. Okay, so for an PhD education, okay, the PhD scholar must possess the basic skills as human. What you all might have possesses, namely this major skills, namely ask skills, A for attitude, S for skills, that is your technical skills which are relevant, and other skills which are relevant for the things, and K for knowledge. Okay, you each and everyone have to put down, ask yourself to know the things. Okay, what's the attitude about you for to progress further, and what are the basic skills which are needed to do further, and what are the knowledges which you have to progress further. Okay, so these are the basic as skills, as things which you want to have while you are doing your PhD. So you all came to know the things while doing a bachelor's. You can get some general education about an engineering. If you're doing masters, you can get some knowledge about an advanced in engineering. Doing doctorate or at least by masters by research, it gives an license or an ability to provide you all to teach and guide others. This is for an faculty. Now it's is my screen is viewed to all? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Okay. So this is for an faculty members, those who are going to register for an PhD, and those who are pursuing PhD. You have a license to teach and guide others. That's what this slide, this point stated. And who is a doctorate? They can teach and guide you all. Okay, and they will possess that. Four different basic things like the knowledge, what they were being discovered and already discussed or argued in their own paper. And they are going to help you all to make you strong enough in your concern subject or that area where you want to do your research. Okay. They are a persons have an ability to evaluate the worthiness of what others are doing from those literature survey. Okay. They have an ability to identify their areas where one can make the useful contribution for it. Okay. And they have an ability to communicate their own ideas, and their results is going to be effectively published in an international professional circles. That is, once if you are registered at PhD, okay, once you are after completion of the things, you are provided and licensed to teach and guide others. Okay, so those who want to teach and guide others, okay, they must possess these skills. Okay, I believe the things I have these ability only with those things. I have made 4 scholars to complete my research. Rest of them are pursuing and research. Okay, so it's an advice those who are pursuing research. You have to put that involvement in your mind in a question whether such a knowledge are to enhance for your work or not. And it's an ability to check others work already existed or not. Okay. Once after you identify that suitable area, whether you can able to contribute the things in a better way or not. Okay. And you need to communicate to show your uniqueness and identity in the international profession circles. Okay. That's what the doctorate is going to give you all. So to get the license and to teach and guide others, one should be naturally a manager of our own learning, and basically they are an independent thinker. Okay. So in bachelor's and master's education, the student learning is managed by her teachers, okay, by their teachers. But in master's, that is in PhD, you being a manager of your own learning and you be an independent thinker. That's what I want to highlight in this slide. And this is about the managers of one's own learning. You take initiative that the persons, for example, if you consider the persons those who are completed doctorates, okay, they can take initiative in choosing their research area, and they can start to undergo in this way. Okay. And independent thinker not only solve a problem, but also they can define by involves as much questions, not only generate data, but also interpret that. And this is about the research education. Okay. Be a manager of one's own learning, independent thinker. It just has a distinction between a student and her mentor, which means your supervisor. Now it's same to you all, my dear.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Introduction.
Introduction slide. So it was already, I have discussed you all already. Okay, but even without seeing that PPT, you are all seeing those things. Again, I will present it again. Okay. So what actually that research, you split the word research as read and search. Okay. You are keep searching the things again and again until you want to yield, benefit, get some outcome out of it. That is referred as a research. Okay. So what actually means you go back. Okay, already something is there. You go back and you keep search the things until you're going to find out what you want from it. That is research, which means you are exploring something new or exploring something different out of it, which was already existed. That is referred as a research. Okay. So what actually the thing is, the famous quote which was given by Ralph Emerson is, don't follow where the path may lead. Okay, go instead where there is no path. If there is a path, you all came to know this is a way where you're going to take your lead. Okay, that is not in research. It means you have to research it again, which means You have to go instead, where that there is no path in that way. Okay. So what actually meant it's an objective and systematic effort that each and everyone have to put to gain some new knowledge. That is about your research. It's an objective and a systematic effort which is needed to gain some new knowledge out of it. Okay. And then what are the criteria which are needed for a person, those who want to do and research or writing and research article, if you want to publish something that way? Okay. Newness. Okay. Some newness in your idea or in our, okay. Accuracy is a basic criteria for any research. Okay. Whatever be the technique which you are used or going to use in your work, it must speak about the truth in that technique. Okay. And this is a basic criteria. Key analysis about the work is a basic criteria for anyone to do and research. And sound reasoning. Those person wants to do and research must possess sound technical knowledge to go ahead. Okay. I don't think that these are the 5 criteria which make you people to think and tough for you to do and research. It is never ever in that way. Okay. So what will be of an accurate? Some sort of minimum measurements are to be taken for any work in your research to prove your data, your analysis to be of an accurate one. Okay, so minimum measurements have to be taken to know about this accuracy one. Okay. Next, these research usually involves, okay, keep questioning yourself, doubting those points, verifying it, shifting it, testing it, proving that which has been handed down already, observing something new out of it. It actually measures the phenomena of nature. Okay. Once if you start to think you want to do and research or start to search for thing again in the things. So these are the things which are keep nailed your mind. Okay, so it shows that involves such things in that way. Okay, then why research? எதுக்காக நம்ம research பண்ணணும்? Okay, it's very very important. நம்ம பண்ணணும். Okay, it's our responsibility as an Indian and citizen. We need to do and service to one society. Okay, doing useful service to one society. The knowledge dissemination is much important. Okay, so for this you need research. Okay, something which you're doing creative things. Okay, each and everyone needs an intellectual satisfaction about the work, what which you have created, what which we done already, what which you're going to do something new out of it. For that you need research. Okay, to face that challenges of those things which was unsolved by our pioneers or what to say, the peer members in a team. Okay, and it also gives us each and everyone career opportunities, and you can earn knowledge and earn rewards for those research. Okay, and you all might have thought in your mind, I won't have any aim, ma'am. Why should I want to do and research? Not knowing about anything, why do you want to do the things? Whether I need to do a research or not, you all get confused in sort of the things. Okay, no need to worry about the things. Let us try. Okay, surely we are going to get. If not, let us think what else we can do as best as possible, in what way which are going to provide an suitable, meaningful service to one society. That's what these researches mean. This point is about the things. Well, start registering and research. This is for actually those people are pursuing PhD. This point I want to convey. Okay, you have a different sort of aim. Okay, while doing registering that research, before you have entered, before you have started registering research, while you are processing the research process in the middle of it. Okay, naturally, it's quite nature. All are human, no. So that your aims do not remain the same throughout the PhD duration, but you don't need to worry about the themes. Okay, our purpose is to service to one society, enhance our career opportunity. Okay, have to have some sort of satisfactions. What are the things which you think? and try to face at least one sort of unsolved problem, challenges. Okay, for this, my humble request is each and everyone start to do and research for this purpose. Okay, and basically it promotes the habits of logical thinking and organization. And who is a scholar? So already I have discussed with you all without the slide. Now, the scholar is a person, one who owns the things by speaking the truth thing alone. Okay, it was given by Chanakya. So this is much, much important. Okay, so these are the skills which are necessary for needed for researchers: thinking skills, problem finding skills, technical communication skill, experimental skills or modeling skills, and interpersonal skills in that way. Thinking supports you people to know something new out of it, comprehensive it, problem solving thinking, ability to have critical thinking and creative thinking. Okay, these are the thinking skills which are needed for research. Okay, problem finding means you want to do something new out of it. You have to have a knowledge enough to keep search the strong about the literature survey. Such a skills you must possess. Okay, whatever the things which you have in your idea, in your mind, orally you have to present and share with the technical seminars or the conferences places. So oral communication skills are needed. What are the things which you have presented orally? It has to be documented, it has to be written as per the prescribed standard and formats which was going to be published in the Trafford and Renowned cases. Okay. Such a written communication skill is needed for each and every researcher. Okay. And the publishing ability skill and patenting skills. At an end of a second day seminar, second day webinar, you will all able to give these things. Okay, some sort of research, you will need some experimental result to prove your ideas and outcomes in the experimental skills you need to possess. And people like us, so most of them, that is 60% is on software related, only 40% is on hardware related things. We have an ability to model, you are in an ability to model those things with unsuitable outcomes. So modeling skills you need to possess. Okay. Then comes to an interpersonal skills, timer, stress management skills. Okay. This is for naturally as an engineering student, all possess the same. So I have to inculcate the things as in a better way to keep face the challenges of unsolved problems in that way. Okay. And what are the habits? These are the necessary habits which you used to have in that way. That is documentations. Whatever the things which comes in your mind, immediately you keep note in that way. Okay, note keeping is much, much important. It's much, much wanted and useful for each and every person in that way. Okay, note keeping is very, very important. Okay. Then reading, you used to have that habit of read those things, okay, continuously whenever you get stuck in that way. Okay. And as I have already stated, that participating in the technical symposiums, conferences, okay, to share about the things. Okay, these are the necessary habits which are needed for a person to do and research. Okay. Hema and Praveen, up to which slide which you are already not seen? Whether you have seen this?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, no
No,
procedure.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, you didn't see the things. Okay, I'll press.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So the last two statements in these slide is much, much important. That is, this is for an woodcutter. Okay, if the woodcutter want to cut a tree, okay, if you have 10 hours for chop a tree, okay, he has to spend a minimum 5 hours to sharpen that axe. Okay, which means think about is 50% of our hours that cutter wants to sharpen his mind, ideas, and everything to chop this tree. Okay, which means if you want to do a research, okay, you will need 50% of hours to sharpen such a kind of skills which are needed to get involved in the research process. That's what which I want to tell you all, that is no procedure, technique, skill, etc., which is relevant to a thesis to be exercised by you for the first time. You should have practiced. You should have practiced it beforehand or on a non-thesis exercise, which is therefore to be of an sorry for interruption or interpretation. That is here. It doesn't mean that one. Okay, they said they sharpening about the skills. Okay, it indicates about that there is not prescribed procedure to sharpen our mind before which you're going to start our thesis. Okay, you can excel, crawl your mind like anything before you're going to start your research and register your research. That's what I want to put forth in this week. Okay. Now, this is the time. So far, which I discussed about what to say, a vision of our Indian nation. Okay, what's research? Why research? What are the criteria for research? What are the basic skills which are required for to do and research? Okay, and habits of research and everything. Okay, now doing research. Okay, but to do research, okay, these are the steps which are needed. The first step is you have to identify and research problem. Then that literature surveys, you can say, which means you're going to do some background coursework to acquire some breadth knowledge in that one. You need to review the basic concepts and theories in that way, okay. And you have to make a comprehensive review of the relevant literature. This is a second step, okay. The next step is you need to define the research problem of the thesis, which means that aim of your concern. Actually, the title, okay, almost 50% of the participants, one way or other way, you might have touched with the things about these research and the project document related things in the then you all came to know about defining the research problem of the thesis. Okay. And fourth step is formulate an hypothesis if it is an appropriate one. Okay. Then next, the fifth step is you can plan the mode of execution. Okay. So it could be of an experimental or theoretical or both. Okay. So whenever that is a thing, you need to deliver a seminar talk. Okay. So you all have keep in that mind. First step is to identifying your research problem. Second step is literature survey. Third step is defining the problem for your work. Okay, then you have to formulate, then plan and deliver. Okay, what you are going to plan and what which you are going to execute. If your work is an experimental or theoretical or both. Okay. So for a theoretical work, you can model the situation, you can set up the governing equations with your steps. Much more sufficient for your 7 steps. You can solve those equations either analytically or numerically. Okay, then you can obtain the results by systematically varying those independent parameters. Okay, for smaller sort of experimental setup, you might have solved those things in your regular laboratory classes. You can keep considering those things in that way. Okay, and second. So, if it is a theory, you need to model it, you need to solve those equations, then you can obtain those things. Okay, this is for your theoretical research work. For an experimental work, you have to design those setup and you have to build those setup. It's much important. Okay, you need to do also some preliminary testing to check those setups. This is for NCORE people like we also that circuit branch is also designing something and executing something, but design and building experimental setup is like electrical and mechanical kind of research work. What I want to discuss over here, okay, and how to do all sort of preliminary testing to check on the setup those things, okay, and how to collect the data in a systematic manner by varying the independent parameters. It is have to be the same thing. Okay, here you are making the things and you are testing the things. Here your design, make the things, already your prelim check, and then finally you are doing those things in that way. Okay, this is about the research process and steps. Okay, then 10th step is your tabulate those things analyze those things and interpret. What may be the results which you are yielded from either from your theoretical or your experimental work, depends upon your area of research or your objective of your research. From those obtained results, you have to tabulate it. You have to analyze those data and interpret in your results and discussion. Forthcoming things that I'm going to correlate these things. This is the next step, interpreting the results. 11th step is checking that hypothesis, and then you are going to draw the conclusions out of it. Okay. Then you are going to start hypothesis. So what actually this one is, the steps in this research process will be probably modified by the feedback as the process moves forward. This is not a rough steps. This is the standard steps for some sort of research work. Okay. Once after designing, you can directly tabulate. That is, once after designing, you can simulate it. Directly, you can note down those simulated results in the tabulation. You can analyze those things. Then you can start interpret those results. You can draw conclusion. That's what that information is given at this point. Okay. And these are the characteristics which are needed for doing research. Each and everyone must possess intelligence. Don't underestimate all your knowledge and your own intelligence. Each and every species which are raised, human species raised in the world, have their own intelligence in that way. Okay, so these are characteristics which are needed. Proper sort of motivation. As far our KOT concerned, you are all students and faculties. You are all under our motivating person team is working at KOT. So naturally, get motivated. Perseverance. Okay, determinations is much wanted for to do and research. So these are the three major characteristics which are needed for any person if you want to do a research. Then what which are going to develop and communication skills, that is written skills which I want to thought for you all. Okay. So writing in PhD thesis, it just as a typical structure of content, style of writing. Okay. What to say? Now, once after completion of how to read a paper, then it's easy for you all to keep remember about this developing communication skills. Hema, Praveen, note the point. Once after those presentation, we have to concentrate in this slide. Okay.
Okay.
And about issue of plagiarism. Okay, I can present about the plagiarism. You all came to know. Okay, you have some idea from their already published papers through your literature survey. You can take it as in reference and you can start to work for it. You have to acknowledge it. Okay, just copying somebody else's work and put in your paper and you have stated that I did this thing. This is one and only my own research work. How could I going to acknowledge them? That is not a way. Okay. It's simple sort of the thing is, don't do, my dear students, making use of often the keys at the keyboard, namely Control V and Control C. Okay, it means don't copy and paste somebody else's work. Okay. That's what the plagiarism here, using some else research work in the form of ideas or results or words and posing it off as one's own work. Okay, by not giving credit to the original work. Okay. To inform you all about that value of somebody else published work. Okay, it's much important. So humble request to all my dears. This 21st slide is much wanted. So each and everyone needs to be of an ethical person one. Okay, so the plagiarism is actually an unethical and incorrect, but it is widespread available. Hello. எல்லா இடத்துலயும் அவைலபிளா இருக்கலாம், but you don't be in that way. That's my own personal request in that way. Okay, you need to gratitude, given credit for those person's ideas, results, and words. Okay, and don't claim that somebody else's work is your own work. It is not good. Okay. So I thought you all now registered your PhD, enjoying your research while doing the PhD. Okay, again, which you are come to this slide afterwards. Okay, thank you for as of now for this doing research is concerned. Okay, Hema and Praveen, which we already started at 10 exactly, it seems. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'll continue the things up to 12 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So those are things which I won't cover in that one. I'll continue in Saturday. So my dear participants, you don't need to worry about the things. Okay. Even if it is, if few people remind me about you can't view that slides, then they I can save around some 30 minutes, I believe so. Okay. What actually the creative, some sort of quotes I want to give to you all. Okay. Creativity means the criteria point which I have mentioned is beyond analysis. It's actually a romantic illusion. We must not outgrow it. It was given by Peter Madava. Okay, already almost those KOT students came to know about the meaning of creativity. So motivation is a crucial factor. Is there? Okay, you need not no need to worry about this. Each and every individual is our own motivation. We all can come up. You don't need to worry about the things. So one major thing is the concluding points. Wherever there is a thing, you can crisp. Okay. Whereas summary is an detailed one that is much needed in the things. Anything which you want to highlight or present, wherever you want to do the things, crisp it. Okay. Where there is a chance for to present the things as an editor, you can go ahead. Okay, that is the main thing. And this is much more important. If people those who are doing research are not associated with a well-motivated group, okay, they want to be that way. But we don't need to worry about the things. As KOTians, you are all in a well-motivated group. You all will be motivated like anything. Okay. So education is not about learning diverse subjects, but about learning diverse ways to the same subject. Okay. It was given by Aurobindo. So actually, interact with others, give chance to increase your technical details. That's what the basic criteria and steps in your research I have discussed. Participating in technical events. It doesn't mean that man you need a proper forum to execute your talents, share your things. Okay, you can interact with your peers, with your faculty teams, within your department and other departments. Okay, you can. Okay, possible to do what are the things which you want to do in that way. Okay. So once after registering, that is registering PhD, or you have a name in the PhD, naturally you can learn some different solutions to for a same problem. Okay, as I have already stated that the documentation, note keeping, it actually helps us speed up our your thinking process and stimulates your work and fastens your work like anything. Okay. So if you do not record your ideas, then what will be the time which you spend your mental energy and recollecting that old one is not that much easier, my dear. Okay. So have an open mind to you all. Okay. Criticism is always most welcome. Okay. I'll repeat this 4 points at once again. Okay. You all can, once after registration of research or once after doing your thought process in that way, what next after to one project, it gives you have given already a chance for learn something, different solutions for a same problem. Research is possible in that way. Okay. And try to keep your habit of note keeping. Okay, you can naturally. I thought 70% of the KOTs used to have the things. It was key consists by our founder and principal of our KOT, Dr. P.S. Srinivasan sir, about this. So kindly follow it. Okay. If not, this is the thing which you're going to find about it. And the final one important point or the statement which I want to discuss with you all is have an open mind. Okay, criticism is always most welcome. If you want to present, okay, we'll come back to this continuing session. How to read a research paper. Okay. What are the types of papers we are discussing is the research papers. I request the host and co-host to soon admit those persons because that display is disturbing me in the here.
Okay.
I don't know what to do this. Keep off and disturb it. That is what type of papers are we discussing? Series of papers, which means it's not a textbook chapters or it's an opinion pieces of paper. So engineering or scientific research papers or published engineering research papers. Published might be often peer-reviewed or in an established journals or conferences or in a part of an edited book or a research topic. Okay. So general guideline, it is not specific to, but reasonably applicable to all computer science engineers, electrical and electronics engineering background, mechanical, chemical engineering, physics, chemistry, and all. Okay. Usually papers are in this, research papers are all put together in the field. Okay. So what I want to tell is you all might have a question in your mind. What kind of research paper I want to check the things, where I want to refer the things. Okay. So in concerned survey and review papers, these guidelines are not suitable for it. But almost you all were trained by your supervisors, my dear undergraduate and postgraduate students. You are all strong enough where you want to actually refer and start to discuss things in the field. Okay. Assume the things that you are familiar with the topic. Okay. What assumptions which you want to start to read a paper. Okay. The prerequisite to reading a technical research paper is you are somewhat familiar with the broad area. For example, if you consider me, I was expertise, that is, I myself as an expertise in digital image processing. So I have a broad idea when I was an undergraduate program student. Okay. So some sort of prerequisite knowledge which I have, and after completion of an undergraduate, I know what's the digital image processing, what are the steps which are involved, and what are the outcomes which I am going to yield out of it. Such a broad idea which I have. Okay. So if you want to read some topic in your research, these are the prerequisite. Else, better you first become somewhat familiar. If you are not in that way, okay, you read a textbook for those fundamental concepts. Take some course. Okay, you want to do a research in artificial intelligence, which means either you can start to do some fundamental, start to read some textbooks of some fundamental concepts, or you can take a course from that NP SWAYAM courses or from your Coursera or other from Udemy, and so many courses are available. Or otherwise, you can go through the tutorials. Okay. And you can read some survey or some review paper. Okay. To familiar with the topic, what do you want to do further? These are the prerequisites which are needed for it. Okay. The assumption is you are familiar with the topic. If you know something about at least some 2% about it, then only it gives interest to move on to the next level. Okay. Nagaraj were raised his hand bar. Praveen.
Yes, no. Nagaraj, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is about an assumption. This is very important. From this slide, what actually time now? 11:46. Okay, from this slide, I'm going to continue up to 12 o'clock. Humble request to remind me at that time. Okay, then we will continue the rest on Saturday. Okay, so these are the basic 3+ stage approach to reading a research paper. Stage 0, okay, and 1, 2, 3, and 3+. What the first stage is, while you start reading a research paper, just have a feel about the things. Second stage is you have some big picture over it. Third stage is get some details, some sort of details about the things. Third stage is you can evaluate the details. Okay. Then stage 3+ is you start implementing, executing, synthesizing those things. Okay. So this is about the stages or while you are going to read some research paper. Okay. So what is stage 0? You can get a feel for the paper. Okay. Well, if you are reading the title of some published IEEE journal paper, okay, you have some feel. Okay. If some person is interested to do some sensor technology related work, while seeing the title as sensor, okay, you have that feel in that way. Okay. Then the next step in the stage 0, the first step is you have to read the title. Second step in that stage 0 is you have to check how long that paper, whether it is 2-page or 3-page or 2 to 40+ pages are there. Okay. If it is a conference research papers, it is typically 4 to 8 pages. Okay. If it is a journal research paper, it is to be of 6 to 15 pages. Okay. If it is in review or survey papers, it's much longer than more than 50 and 40+ is there. Okay. So the second step is you have to check how long the paper is. Okay. Then where is the paper published? How to find that information? Okay. Then look at the figures. What are the figures in that way? Then you can read the section and subsection headings. This is about the stage 0. Okay. Stage 0 means just you are going to have some feel about the paper. Okay. To start, the first thing is you are going to start read the paper. Then you can check how many pages are there. Okay. Then you can see where that paper is published. Okay, whether it is published in Elsevier or Springer or other IEEE journals like this in that way. Okay. Then you have to, instead of keep seeing the paper for around 4 or 8 pages, if it's completely open, written down, that is theoretical statements, it won't create such an interest. Then you used to start looking at what are the figures which are available. Okay, so look at the figures. Then start to read the sections and subsection headings. Okay, this is about stage 0 of reading a research paper. Okay, the title reading, then how long the papers, okay, where it is published, because without seeing that where it is published, if you are seeing some which is not that relevant for area, then your time gets wasted. Okay, so you need to check where is the paper published, and you have to look at the figures. Then you have to read the section and subsection headings. Then this is about a systematic approach of writing. Then we will come on afterwards. Okay, that is about writing. Okay, this is about the stage 1. You are going to first stage 0 is feel. Second is getting a picture. Now we are moving on to the stage 1. Okay, getting that big picture, which means what the contents which you are looking for, where it is available. It's very important. So what you are looking for, where to find it. It is the next stage, which means what's your research area? What the subtopic does the paper fall under? Okay, instead of reading all those 8 pages or 16 pages of a journal paper, our idea is want to have a big picture. Okay, what area, what the concern research area and subtopic. To know the things where the details are available, it is available in title and abstract. Okay, it is completely available in the title of a paper and abstract of a paper. Then what problem does the paper attempt to solve? That is aim of that concerned paper. Okay, It is available in title, abstract, introduction, and problem definition. Okay. What is related work and why it is not sufficient? What are the gaps? Okay. This is where you are going to find out new problem for your own work. Okay. Where it is available, it is in your introduction. It means from your literature survey. Okay. What key contribution does the paper claim? Okay. It's from title, abstract, introduction, and from your conclusion. What the major contribution by the authors for the concerned paper? Broadly, how does the paper solve the problem? From the figures from that introduction, you came to know where it is available and everything. Okay. What category of paper is this? Okay. You can see from the introduction and from headings. Okay. How does that authors different the solution? Okay. This is fully from your introduction and figures part of the paper. Okay. This is about stage 1. This is for just as an sample for the big picture, what you are looking for and where to find it. You are reading. I'll reading the title, abstract, introduction, conclude. Within less than 2 pages, you can read. Then go through that section and subsection. Look at the figures. Okay, this is a way you can get a big picture out of it. Okay, you just read what's the title, what's the abstract, what's the intro. That is an introduction. That first paragraph is sufficient enough to have a big picture out of it. Okay. And immediately you have to see the conclusion. Once if you see the conclusion alone, you came to know whether that aim of the concern paper, the problem is solved or not. Okay, you just have a read in them. Then you can go through that section headings and subsection headings and look at those figures. Okay, this is about stage 1. And how to get that big picture? Okay, you have to write that answer for the following questions. We can mail you this slide while you're coming for your Saturday session. Okay, and you're all assigned to have your one paper. Okay, you have to check all those steps. What I'm going to discuss with you all today. You have the feel of all those how to read a paper. Then come along with your paper and those questions which are given to you all today. Okay, then only it's easy for you people to understand about writing a paper. Okay, so I'll left this one. Next thing is stage 2, get the details. Okay, feel about it, big picture, then details, then third stage is evaluate and synthesize the details. Now we are at that stage 2. What you are looking for? What problem does the paper attempt to solve? Where to find it? Introduction, problem definition. Okay, what is related work? What are gaps? Introduction, literature, survey or related work. What contribution does the paper claim? Idea, technique, proof, survey, result, etc. From introduction, conclusion, and how does the paper solve the problem? From the solution, experiment and figures. How does the authors define the problem? Okay, it is available in the methodology, experiment and results. Okay, I thought only 5 minutes to wind the session because the same link is going to be used by other program it seems. Yes, organizers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My dear participants, surely I will send these details to you all through your mentors. Okay, then stage 2, in not somewhat deeper, what's a precise research and question addressed or not? Why is it believed that solution works better than previous or not? What are the assumptions and scopes? What are the details of proposed solutions, argument, proof and everything? I will send these details to you all. Okay. Next, stage 3 is evaluating the details. You have to identify whether the research problem is significant, is the problem novel, is the solution approach novel, or the contribution significant, is relevant related work survived, have alternate approaches of solution being explored, or assumptions valid, has paper violated assumptions, or the claims valid, or the different parts of the paper consistent, are the figures, graphs, diagrams precise, does the paper flow logically? Okay. So from this, you came to know what is the paper trying to convince you. Okay, does it succeed or not? This is which you came from, evaluate the details. And stage 3 plus is synthesize. You are going to ask the creative questions. What are some alternative approaches which are addressed for this research problems? Could it be different way to substantiate the claim, or their counter examples are there, or are assumptions identified and evaluated? How can the research results be improved? How can the results be generalized? What are the new ideas and open problems suggested by this work? Okay. With this final slide, because I have assigned you people this work, how many times should I read that paper? It depends upon your purpose. The purpose is to decide if this paper is a valid research paper, broadly relevant to your work, interest you, go up to stage 1, get the big picture. Okay, purpose that is to grasp the content of the paper, to summarize the paper, go to that stage 3. Okay, get the details and evaluate them. If the purpose is to recreate the paper, to base your research significant upon that your peer, okay, you go up to that stage 3 plus. You can synthesize, ask and answer creative questions about paper in that way. Okay, you all might have put a question in that way while taking a paper and while start reading the title of a paper itself. I get complete sort of sleepy. Yes, my dears, you go get a sleep along while keeping that dream in your mind. You want to read that paper. Okay, with this today's presentation, I want to conclude and stop share in that way. So over to organizing team. We will continue the left which I have missed today on Saturday's class. Over to Praveen.
Okay. And shall I start
Thank
the
you, ma'am.
recording now?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your informative session about.
Okay, thank you very much, all my dear participants. All are requested to leave the session. Thank you very much for your patient listening and everything. Now you all have so many queries in your mind while you're coming for Saturday's session. Okay, Hema, we will start at 10 o'clock on Saturday, it seems. Okay, we plan in that way. We know
Sure,
that
ma'am.
this is half an hour session.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye bye, everyone. Carry on.